Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Iron Panther Presents. Today, we shall be taking a trip back in time. I guess it's Quantum Leap is for, I guess. But anyway, we shall be talking about Godfather of Harlem. We got season 3. We got episode 3. We got some new stuff happening. Let's see what's going to happen. Let's go with Kim. What did you think of this week's history lesson? Apparently, ish.
Did like the Malcolm scenes, thought they were nice, actually. Thought it was different because they had to do the deed for the Cuban guy. They had to kill the CIA guy, which I don't think he's CIA. I think he's just like a reporter.
Yeah.
Reporting on what's going on. Anyway.
The CIA wanted dead.
Yeah, that they wanted dead, right?
Yeah.
Exactly, because he's doing too much, pretty much. Yeah. So I like that. I like that it was different. Let's just say that. I like that I saw something different. So the whole thing with Mamie, that was different. So I was like, yeah, it was an okay episode. It was much better than it's been. So yeah.
There you go. Let's focus on the positive. I like that. Thank you. On the positive. Let's go with Jamani. What do you got for this episode, Dr. Sam Beckett?
I'm like, yeah, this is definitely Quantum Leap now, because I'm like how he's now involved in espionage and CIA and all. Like, I didn't know Bumpy Johnson lived such an extraordinary life. Like, this is very like I don't know.
I would submit to you Sons of Anarchy, because that also happened in that biker show. And I'm like, when the fuck did the CIA get involved? And why is this happening? Like, I was very confused on this. Eventually, Bumpy's going to be brought down by Rico. Like, you're going to find out that he's the reason they invented Rico years before they actually did. And you're going to be like, oh, shit, that makes sense now. Anyway, go ahead.
I don't like the whole Malcolm storyline. Like, so now we're supposed to Elise is supposed to meet him after he's left Mecca, and they go off and have an African vacation after he's handled his religious business. Like, I don't know. I'm like, why didn't she at least go to that part of it? Like,
so you also got to remember that even now, and obviously we weren't born then, but even now, women are third-class citizens, like in Saudi Arabia. So costs and all kinds of shit. So he's like, he didn't know how he was going to be treated. So I thought the same thing. I thought they were going to Guyana, period. I didn't know Mecca was even on the trip. This was so I was confused that Mecca was even a part of this journey. But it does make more sense that he went by himself, as it is a man-led country in that sense. I would, so that's mine, but
absolutely, that's how it is. That's why he's by himself.
I would, that would have been my suggestion, probably.
Yes.
So, and I'm glad to see that we've gotten Powell for another episode. While watching this, I realized that this is a little Waiting to Exhale reunion, since Forrest Whitaker directed that.
Look at you.
So yeah, I don't know exactly what part he's gonna play going forward, being to the fact Mamie basically quit, and I don't know like how, unless Bumpy is going to get some more inside information and steal some more stuff that he is involved with. I don't see how he plays any further role. And Joe Colombo, yeah, I'm like, I know this is the 60s, not the 70s, but he really needs to get hip to Death Wish, because he must have one, because messing with Chin's daughter.
Yep.
I'm like, he's 3-0. Like, right. Why? Like, I wouldn't even want her to like me, let alone try to be
getting them draws, man. This is not the one. This is not the one.
I don't.
I hear you. I said the same thing. I was like, at least we know how he's going to exit the season, because he will be murdered. If he gets them draws, he will be dead somehow. Like, that's going to happen. So
I see Chin coming out and the whole first episode of the season was just foreshadowing. He's going into that car compactor.
Oh, I like that. I like that. That would be good. That would be good. Yeah.
So, I don't know what role she serves going forward. Like, are we just supposed to be invested in him and her creating some sort of relationship or communion or something like that? And then I don't like it, that really serves no purpose. I'm like, unless it involves some sort of business, like I don't really care about them just falling in love and all of that type of stuff.
I don't know about love. I mean, I think eventually he'll get the draws, but I think like, so the other prosecutor that magically is off camera now and they replace him with another dude. Like if she starts to work this part of the family and the operation, that's more information that she can feed to the government, which I don't know why said prosecutor didn't hand her case over to the next prosecutor. That's what should have happened.
No, they said that the guy that we saw like in the first episode of the season from before, he's DC. He's like from DC, federal and everything. This guy is still federal, but he's local. Yeah,
but the other guy's left, so he's the new government person we got to deal with. Is my point. I'm saying, but like before the guy left, he should double checked on his only witness, and he shouldn't hand her off to this dude. So to your point of why she's relevant, that's probably why she's relevant. Like she's gonna get some more information about the Colombo.
Well, they did say that I might have to call you when we go to trial, but they have not gone to trial. He's still in jail waiting. So hopefully at the end of the season, when we do see Chin, it'll be the trial or the trial about to start. And then that is when he comes back and maybe she has to testify or something like that. I'm like, I really don't care about Elise and Mamie and like, I don't, like, okay, the daughter has been written off. She's having fun or enjoying herself. Like they need to like find something for Elise to do or either write her off. Like she's like a hanger-on character. Like she's always attached to somebody else as opposed to having something going on for herself.
Well, I would disagree because first season it was about her like her transformation, right? From being
I'm saying now, like
now she's going to Guyana, and then she's gonna be with Malcolm, and then that's probably when they're gonna have their love affair. So if they showed him in Mecca, they're probably gonna show him in Ghana, especially if she gets there. So that's probably where their love thing is gonna be next. I would think.
I want to know how far are we gonna go with Babel? Like he has the guns. They foreshadowed that with, when he said, "Oh, you only have the military issue guns that nobody else can get." All right, it's a clear thing that they're going down. How far are we going to go down this road with him? And Bumpy Johnson is going to do the hit himself at the end of the day. I'm like, and then decides to take the guy to him. I'm like, I didn't really much understand that. Like, there was no backup, no nothing.
He wanted to know who he was killing and why he was killing it. It's not fitting with the character, but that's what they were trying to go for, that he's not just a murderer, even though he is. But in the end, he shot the fucker anyway. And
there's no backup. There's nobody.
I agree with you. It don't make no damn sense that a leader of an organization as big as this fucker is supposed to be only has 3 hitmen and he's one of them. Like that's silly shit. But Power was no different. Like Ghost and Tommy put all in their own fucking work. Like every time. Tommy was the army. He was the security. I'm like, you're the boss. Like you're CEO. Like what are we doing? So it's silly. My point is, this show has more henchmen than Power did.
This is true, but I'm like, how many guns do they have? They're negotiating what gun to use, and none of them are loaded, and they're already on the hit. Who like? Why wouldn't you have that conversation beforehand?
Amateur hour, but I agree. Well, let's put a cap there. Let's move on and see what people got, and then we'll walk through the episode. So let's go to Stacy. What did you have for today's episode, my friend?
hope that didn't happen in real life, that they went up there with an empty gun to kill somebody. How? And he's like, I've seen his face. So he gonna say, oh, the Negro with the perm tried to kill me.
Which one?
And you only
You
saw
know, a bunch of people at that time
with the perm.
Yeah.
But that's one Negro.
That's true.
The other Negro was still in the car, which means he could have got out and killed him at any time.
Yeah, true.
Also,
and
he
the
never.
honking, and I'm like, these aren't amateur murderers. They've done this before. Anyway,
It seemed like they were nervous to me for some reason.
Also,
and I was like, this is weird because it's the Cuban guy. Like, I didn't get it.
they're only used to killing Black people, apparently.
Or they're in Spanish Harlem. It could be like they're used to killing people in their own territory, so they're like out of their part of Harlem. Also, maybe but they did look very amateurish for the experience.
It's so weird. Yeah.
Wait, when 50 Cent has a song called "Whoop Your Head Boy," and in the song he talks about the gun jamming, and then he just whips him with the gun. I'm like, guy could have just very easily hit him with the gun or.
But that's a lot. That's a lot of attention. No, that's a lot of attention. Two men fighting on the corner. You know, that's a lot of attention. If he would have pulled him in the alley, maybe, but not actually on the block, this quiet block. So no, he couldn't have done it.
But I mean, it was amateurish. I mean, either way, I would have yelled and fired my people too. And if they weren't senior characters, they probably got murdered. Really, but
they messed up before. This wasn't the first time they screwed up a situation.
One of them stole money from him. Remember, one of them was doing that, and both of them fucked him over actually before at this point. But again, his bench ain't very deep. It's only them two, so
it's hard to find good help. So, which when you're hiring Black people, that may be a problem.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Anything else, Stacey?
Anyway, Bumpy makes bad decisions. I'm curious how this whole Cuban CIA alliance is going to work out for him. He's clearly screwing up his wife's life because she can't get nothing done because she's tied to him. And then they sent the daughter on the bus down south by herself. Like, really?
I think they're trying to say off camera. Elise went down, got her settled, and it's been a few days. And now she's writing letters from grandma's house.
She could be anywhere writing letters.
Also true. Colombo
bad parenting.
Bad parenting.
That called.
Yeah.
And why did they, if there's a war, why would you keep your wife and your daughter there with you? I'm confused.
They wouldn't leave. So he didn't do that, actually. He tried to get rid of them, and they're like, nope, I'm working my political career, and I'm about to go be with my baby boo in Guyana, so I'll be gone soon anyway.
So Bumpy Johnson can get these two ladies to leave the city. Got it. Big black gangster can get two little women to go away.
They're strong independent women.
They said in real life that Mamie had Bumpy wrapped around her finger, and she manipulated him. So
she quit
you'll
the
let
job.
the Italians potentially murder her because she's okay.
Because she did what she wanted to do, pretty much. That's from what I read about Mamie. She was very headstrong Black woman. She did what she wanted to do.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's all I got for now.
Thanks, Stacey. Chris, please.
Yeah, no, I like this episode because it was mostly like just historical references, even though some of it was kind of maybe overstretched a little bit. But man, like the Malcolm X thing was awesome. I thought that was pretty dope because I mean, anyone who knows about Malcolm X knows that when he came back from Mecca, he had a different view completely, and that screwed up a bunch of people. And the stuff he said about Elijah Muhammad after coming back from Mecca, and his new outlook on race relations changed like a lot. He became somewhat a little bit more radical when he came back from Mecca. So I like that moment, even though I mean, like with him staying, with the Sunni Muslim, you know what I mean, which he used to talk shit about Sunnis, and then he came back, he's like, no, actually they're not that different from Muslim, and then Nation was like, wait, what? What are you saying? Like, you know what I mean? So, and that started some shit. So I love that we saw that. They need to do a little bit better with their budget though, when they showed a little background of like him walking with the doctor and you got the Rainbow Coalition all behind him. I'm like, okay, I was like, all right, y'all need to talk to HBO about Last of Us.
I was about to say that, Chris. I was about to say, like, this is why I would let you slide with this ain't HBO, right? They ain't got that kind of money. All right. HBO would have flew them to Saudi Arabia and been like, let's film this scene right here.
Right. Well, you gotta be careful. I don't know if I do the Saudi Arabia. I mean, because even though they're not as strict as they were back in the day, I don't. You gotta be careful of that shit. They're gonna probably want their hands on all the film and just check it. Yeah, no, that's probably a bad idea. You might just want to film it in Atlanta or something, like, you know, and just call it Saudi Arabia, literally. You know what I mean? Just like, you know, create a backdrop, all that, put some bunch of sand everywhere. There you go, Saudi Arabia, folks.
Bam.
Like, you know what I mean?
You don't know any better.
You know, yeah, y'all don't know shit. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, forget that there's like stuff in the background. There's a Popeyes back there. Forget that. You know what I mean? But yeah, I like some of the historical stuff, even with the whole thing with Jose
do it
Battle.
on Tyler Perry's stage.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I even like the whole thing with Jose Battle or Jose Battle Senior. You know, because I was wondering what side we were going to get with him being in the show. I was like, are we going to get his cop, the Cuban cop side, since he was a cop in real life? Or are we going to get the one where he goes against Fidel Castro? But no, they went with the CIA version, which I thought was awesome because he did live a crazy life. That is a show I would watch. A show about him, Jose Battle, because he lived an interesting life. And you know, so I like the fact that they did put the fact, you know, the part about the CIA basically paying him and hiring him to basically kind of to go against Fidel Castro, which, you know, that was some real shit. Obviously, the Bumpy Johnson thing, obviously, you know, Bumpy Johnson always has to be bumping into, you know, no pun intended, with all these historical figures. So it's like, so you got stuff that really happened to Joe Colombo, stuff that happened to Jose with Jose Battle, and then stuff that happened to Malcolm X. And somehow Bumpy's just in the middle of all three of them. You know, I'm like, okay, you know, he was good friends with Malcolm X, but I'm like, bro, they weren't that close. But okay, whatever. You know, you don't have a show though, you know, so whatever. You know, so I did kind of like that whole thing with the CIA, which is partially true. You know what I mean? He also reminded me of Hobby a little bit, and I'm like, oh, here we go. I was like, oh, that's Hobby. Cute, you know, Cuban being paid by the you know, by the government right here. Like, all right, you know, got our snowfall, you know. So you know, he fared a little bit better than Hobby though, luckily. Well, kinda. You know, up until, well, I guess he just wait, because he died like what, 15 years ago, I guess. You know, but anyway, overall, I thought the episode was cool though. You know, just like nuance, like small stuff, like the whole gun thing, the gun not being loaded. I was like, nah, nigga. Like, well, I would have put that car in drive the moment I saw it, and I just ran his ass over and be like, get in the fucking car. Like, because think about it, you shoot him, you would have to run back anyway, right? Yeah. You would have to run back. Yeah. So
the car should have been following. The car should have been following. So once the hit was done, you could just jump in the car.
Tell the nigga to run. It's like, nigga, get out the way. Boom. Yeah. Get in, like, you know what I mean? The hell? Like, it's just, that was some amateur hour shit. I was like, you know, they might as well play some Benny Hill in the background. You know, but yeah, but anyway, good episode. Oh, and yeah, that's pretty much. And by the way, let's go football. You guys saw my background, you know, AFC Championship and NFC Championship. This is for all the marbles to decide who's going to the Super Bowl. I know it has nothing to do with the review. I'm just saying, just FYI. Let's go. Football.
Unpaid advertisement. But we give all to those who care. So to Marcus's point, I felt like I was watching two episodes also. That's a good way to put it, actually, because I was gonna say the Malcolm X episode was amazing. Like I loved the transition, right? I love one, he showed up and he was treated like shit. So to be like, white people are the only ones that treat you like shit. He was like,
no, it's funny. They called him Muhammad Ali, considering Muhammad Ali shitted on him. Like Muhammad Ali, he's like, no, fuck that dude.
So, and it's funny that they did a black savior moment instead of a white savior moment. Like, hello, foreign national who can't speak English. Let me teach you the language of the white man, the language that I hate because I hate white people. But
Why weren't they talking in Arabic? I'm assuming they're all Muslims, right?
well, this is the language of Saudi Arabia. So I'm like, I don't know why he didn't know at least a couple of words.
Right.
So that was like, he thought he was good. So to your point, he traveled to Saudi Arabia and had no fucking clue what the language was. He thought they're all going to speak English. Like, that's a good point.
No, I think he was hoping that like once he got through, like, because obviously like the guy, like the officer that he encountered over at immigrations knew English, right? I think he was hoping that he would just be dealing with like mostly officials, because a lot of times when you go to places like that in certain embassies, most of them like the common language that's known is English. You know what I mean? So I think that's probably he probably wasn't intending going to jail. Like, you know what I mean? But
I just said, but I mean, you bring an interpreter or you learn something. Like, I'm not a criminal. Like something where, like, just in case he is an American. Forget race aside. You're an American going to a country that don't necessarily like America, and you happen to be black at the time. Like, you may be like, hey, you know what? I didn't know a couple words. It was just funny. And again, he was trying to teach him English. I thought that was hilarious. Him learning from the white Muslim that not all white people were bad was awesome. Him trying to justify his own racism, that it was him that the white dude was like, hey, you realize that you're at this point, you're just as bad as the people you're fighting. He's like, oh shit. He's like, yeah, like, you know, if I change and like his transformation was cool. Him writing Betty, I thought was cool. Because I was
excellent penmanship.
For what, Stacey? Not bad penmanship for what? What are you trying to say?
For a person?
Just say for he.
I hope you say for a Muslim.
My handwriting is shit. So like I was like, I know I can't. But
yeah, he was right.
Yeah,
but lines on the paper and it was completely straight. Most people can't even sign their names these days. Like, it's weird.
They didn't have like phones back then. They had to write everything. But I was extremely impressed with that. And the fact I thought he was going to be writing a lease, which would further go to the, hey baby, it's you and me. So the fact that he was writing his wife, I was like, all right, so you still remember you're married to someone. So let's focus on that.
You have to stick to some type of historical data at times.
There you go. Oh, so I thought that was awesome. I thought that was awesome. He was like, oh shit, like this is, and then even his acknowledgement that not all white people are bad, baby. I learned something. That's good. But also he didn't write, I realized that at this point, I have become what I'm trying to fight. Like, I got my own issues that I need to work through. He
didn't finish the letter though. But so I'm sure he probably put that in because he actually did write Betty a letter about that. So
they could have put in a couple of lines. I'm just saying. I mean, we had time. We had time. If I saw Joe Colombo like try to get the draws unnecessarily, we got time. Like, just to, like, hey, let's write down a couple of things.
I'm so sick of Stella. I'm so sick. That part just infuriated me. I was like, oh my God, why do I have to see this? Like, I don't care about Stella. Can someone just blow her head off while she's sitting with Columbo and be done with it? Like, really? I don't need to see. It's the same repetitive thing over and over.
It's not the same with Bumpy though. Bumpy and then his wife.
I already said that.
We've already established. Yes.
I've already established that Bumpy is repetitive.
Yeah.
It seems like Stella's the one getting all the work right now. It sounds like Stella's getting that work though. She's the one getting beaten up. She's the one getting.
Yo, and then I love how she's like, this is what I'm gonna get since I'm stuck here. You give me a place to live. You're gonna give me a job, and I'm gonna do what I'm
doing. Have to do a hand job either to get that job.
Thank you. He's like, I'm not doing, not yet, because bucket is coming. Like it's like because the fact that she clicked that glass. Also, remember last week he got Mamie to talk. He kidnapped this woman, and she was like, you know what? Let me have a drink. Let's talk about this. This woman is like, I'm a prisoner, but she's still like, you know what? You took me out to dinner. And you're not that good looking guy. So you know what? Let me click this glass. He's like, I'm gonna get these draws. But he's done no research into the other men, as we talked about, that's been with this woman, like Ernie, a made man who's got murdered. Black dude.
Yeah, but he was only a made man of all 2 days. Like, you know,
there was another guy that got murdered because of her, right?
Let's be real. Joe Colombo's the head of his family. He's probably looking at the other dudes that have been with Stella, they were just boys to him. Those are just boys. Like, I'm an actual man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm like,
these boys
I'm an
have been
actual
murdered.
So like, I can see someone trying to come after me a mile away. These idiots, these mooks, they gonna
right.
find shit. Like, you know what I mean?
We will see. We will
You
see
say mooks?
Mooks.
Yeah. It means something different in DC. Well, never mind. But anyway.
Okay.
So Stella is going to find. So Stella knows that it was the mother. She just threw out the father because she's trying to throw off Joe because she don't want to tell Joe who really tried to kill her. And Joe has not asked basic questions like, who tried to kill you? Who do you think tried to kill you? And why would they want to kill you? And he's not told her mother that he found her or why he can't tell the mother, which should cause the question what made his mother evolve. Like, none of this has been going on. He's just blindly protecting her from what and from who?
He doesn't care. He's like, I'm trying to get in good with Chen because he helped make me become a boss. He asked me to do something, I'm doing it. I really don't care about that.
That's stupid because you don't know who he's fighting. And he does, I mean, and who can he talk to? Be like, hey, Chen, I'm only gonna tell Chen. No, he went to the mom's house. He went to the mom's house to even try to find Stella, which means logically he's gonna be like, hey, I found her. Don't worry about it. Oh shit, he found her. I need to kill her because she knows I'm the one who sent her. So this should have happened like by now. Like we should have saw what Olympia's doing when she finds out that Stella's still alive, okay, and that she could be coming after her. Like that's pretty logical. Just like fucking Bumpy should not be like, oh my God, how does a Cuban get government grade weapons? You're working with the government? What? I did not cross my mind. Like, bitch, how do you think this doesn't make sense? Bumpy, like, ask questions. How are you getting these type of weapons? But all of a sudden,
well, he has his little inside FBI guy, so I guess he thought he had that Babel had some sort of inside military guy.
He should ask. He was way too surprised to me. Like he was way too surprised on that to be like, oh, maybe something's going on. I don't know.
I think that's just Forrest's face. You see Forrest like when he's like, even when he's happy in movies, like. I'm sorry, I'm trying to get one eye to go that way.
Stop it, Chris.
Like
that's not okay. That's not okay.
I'm rich. I'm good. This nigga's
Stella
rich.
is
Whatever. I wish I had a lazy eye to make money like that. You kidding me? Like
Stella is somewhat on the right track with a parent trying to kill her, but it's not her father. Is she going to find out? No, again, she told someone last week, my mother tried to kill me. Like she said that. So like she knows who did it. We're asking how she did it. But she knows who tried. She told the mama, right? She told Green, Teddy's mama, that it was her stepmother. So she's very clear on that. So I don't know. We just gotta see how that goes. I just want more of Malcolm's journey. Are we gonna see him in Guyana? Is Elise gonna show up? How is that gonna work? And why haven't they talked about, since Powell is back, why is the government looking into Mamie's dirty dealings? That is not happening. Rather, the robbery of the Harlem Bank, which did happen, and she was involved with. Like that should have been, as we talked about last week, that should be the discussion of the government. Why did this one bank get robbed? And how did they know with the inside information and that kind of stuff? Like they've done nothing. That should be the plot thing that's driving this. And Mamie knows that it was her husband. And then how did she get out of that? I thought that was going to be what they were going to do. And Powell didn't even bring that up. So that doesn't make a lot of sense. The CIA pre-Teddy days. Teddy who?
This girl's always the damsel in distress, though. I mean,
Teddy for Snowfall.
Huh?
Oh,
Teddy
my
for
bad.
Snowfall.
Oh, thank you. Before they figured out cocaine was ready to go.
I'm like, I thought she was gonna go in that direction when she kept saying, well, this is the first time in my life that I've ever resented Bumpy. Like, I thought that's where she was gonna go with, alluding to the bank robbery or armored truck robbery. But
well, you know what? Mimi knows what the hell she married.
Yeah.
Just shut up.
Yeah.
You know what you married. You know that he's what he does, and it's going to influence what you're trying to do. You shouldn't have married this man if you had all these ambitions of being like a
Legit.
supporter of Harlem or
Yeah.
whatever, her political beliefs or whatever she's doing. You can't be with a gangster on this side, and then on this side you're fighting against the gangsters. You can't have it both ways.
That's what we call light skin privilege.
What?
And and it wasn't like she had slim pickings. She could have chose any one of those guys that Bumpy is in a consortium with that are jumpy as all hell. I'm gonna quit if I see another gun. You told me there wasn't gonna be a gun.
Yeah, she had many men who wanted her. I'm just saying what I read, and they wanted her, and she chose Bumpy. So that's her fault. So I don't feel bad for her.
I know, right? She chose gangsters.
Yeah, you chose a gangster, so that's your fault.
Yeah.
So anything that you get, if you get shot up in the street, that's your fault. I mean, seriously, right?
When Joe Colombo says, "Hey, would you like get in the car?" Like that's your fault because you knew who you married. No, I mean I agree with you. I agree with you. She can't be like, "Oh my God, like I'm finally having consequences for marrying the biggest drug dealer in Harlem." I was like, yes, you are.
She loved that power. She loved the money.
Yes, exactly. She loves the power. She likes the money. Because on the other side of that, she defends Bumpy against everybody.
Yeah.
My husband this and my husband that. It's like, no, your husband's a gangster and a killer.
But he says, I draw the line at journalists, at least for a little bit. He's like, I need to know why. Like, why do I have to kill this man? I was like, this is way too much conversation. Like, just shoot this dude.
Just shoot him in the head.
Like, what was all this? I have to know the truth.
It was for the context of Jose battle because of who he was as an actual person.
Yeah,
I think that was their excuse of you learning more of who he was, especially those newspaper stuff, because he did have a crazy life. So,
but even the
henchmen for 20 years.
Yeah.
And even the henchmen were stupid. Yes, we totally fucked up in killing this dude, but he looked back, Bumpy. That's a sign that he's probably not that military guy. Okay, guys. Thank you for letting me know that. Then it's not your fault that you failed to kill So you failed to kill a civilian. That's what you're telling me? You failed. Not only did you not fail to kill an experienced military man, you failed to kill a civilian who didn't even know that he was in danger. That's what you're telling me. Yes.
It goes deeper than that, David. It goes deeper than that. Like the way they were able to break it down so much and be like, you know what? I was like, that ain't so much like you. Everyone knows you don't look back. But nigga, everyone knows you make sure you load up a fucking gun. You check the gun. Shout out to Alec Baldwin. You check your fucking gun. Like what the hell?
Alec Baldwin.
Like holy shit. Like what the hell? Like what the hell? Like how the hell you always do that? Like I mean, even with deployment training, they always like, yo, you always like anytime you pick up your gun, you always check it first. But this nigga knows, everyone knows you don't look back. Get your zippity doo dah ass out of there with your little curly ass hair. Like, come on, bro.
Yo,
like,
this was all set up for Bumpy to end up doing the hit at the end.
Yeah.
He's auditioning for Ghost Dog Part 2.
You're so sick. I mean,
you saw it when he looked back, he disappeared. He just vanished in the thin air, and then he pops back into scene. It's Ghost Dog Part 2.
It's Lamar.
Stop it, Ghost Dog. I've never seen that movie still.
Really? Oh.
No, I heard mixed things about it. Maybe I'll give
it was okay for its time.
I guess Crying Game was in too, right? Because he was in that.
Yeah, Crying Game is actually a pretty good movie.
Maybe put up
crickets.
All right, Chris.
Okay.
So I don't know. But
hey! Every time I bring up Muscles Ball, you only want to talk about one thing. So stop. Don't do that.
Look, I'm just trying to get to the plot convenience as to your point of like we had to get out the storyline. But again, if someone just tried to kill you in your neighborhood, why do you go back to your neighborhood? Like I would be like, I got to get a couple things. I'm getting the fuck out. Like Bumpy had enough time to chastise his men, go back to the same neighborhood and wait for the dude, and he still was like, I'm going back home.
Why didn't he put that chain on his lock? Like, you know how you looked behind him and then Bumpy wasn't there or whatever? If you were that paranoid, when you closed your door and you locked it, you had a freaking chain. The whole thing, I'm thinking like, damn, like if he only put that thing in there, like he at least would have been alerted.
Or not be there. Like pack a bag and go just not be there. Like it was stupid as fuck, dude. I was like, this is the second time they've done this shit. Remember they were trying to kill the Italian, who's because he sliced the girl at the bar or whatever, and then like they messed that up and they had to chase him down. I was like, it just didn't make any sense. The judge was getting what he was getting on my nerves about these guns. I think Jose's gonna kill that dude. I thought he was gonna kill him in this scene. Like maybe he kills him later because that's a lot of talking that this man is doing.
Yeah, it's like shut up. Like, what are you talking about? You know that you're dealing with gangsters, right? Yeah. So shut up. Like, come on.
But what's the deal? I don't understand why this deal was happening anyway. Like,
it's the Bank of Harlem. So that's what Bumpy, in my opinion, I think Bumpy like launders his money through that bank. So,
but they were in Jose's club. Like, why were they at the club? Like, the bankers shouldn't have been at the club in the first place. And then it's Jose's money that they're giving to him.
Wouldn't that say that they're laundering Jose's money now?
Well, we should not be guessing about this. Like, I mean, this could be a good
idea.
That's
what I think. I think that's what other reason would they be there? He's showing them hospitality. He's showing them. He's showing it. The introduction to the bankers that you're going to be dealing with, right? And then here's the money. Here's my money. I trust you.
So I thought it was an investment, to your point. I thought maybe he's like, hey, give me some money. I can open this club. We can expand the Spanish Harlem. But that should have been discussed. I'm just saying to be like, hey, because he's like, you need guns for me, Bumpy. I need to be able to clean my money. Like, I want to expand. I need some more banking support. Like, what is he getting out of this deal with Bumpy? Is what I'm saying. Like, Bumpy's getting guns and people and support against the Italians. What is Jose
getting his money laundered through the Bank of Harlem?
I guess, which just got robbed.
What I understood was the first scene before they come into the basement, when they're upstairs and they're drinking, they're celebrating that he's paying them back. Because in the previously on, it was, I don't have your money because all the Doogie went up in flames. So he owed them money, and them going downstairs, they're collecting back some of that money or all of the money that he had originally been owing them.
Wait, who owed it? Was it Cuban
Bumpy.
guy?
No.
Oh,
Bumpy owed the bankers money because they fronted him some of the money to buy from the French Connection last season. Remember, in the beginning,
I thought he paid them.
No, the first episode, he said, I need more time or whatever. And they were like, we can't give you more time. We run a legitimate business. And it was like, if we all go to jail, we'll all be arrested for heroin dealing. He owed them money because they fronted him some money, and he's paying them back now.
But again, that's Bumpy's money, so that should be between Bumpy and the bankers. This has nothing to do with Jose. My question is, why are they in Jose's fucking bar, and why is Jose giving his money to Bumpy to give to them to start the whole gun situation? Like, I don't understand why Jose was involved in this moment. That's all I'm saying. And that's not explained. I mean, you're right. I mean, Bumpy owes money. I know that, but I don't understand why Jose was involved or at all.
Bumpy always owes money. It's either he owes it to the Italians or he owes it to Bank of Harlem. It's always the same storyline. So
a bridge loan. So really Jose should have gave it to Bumpy. Bumpy, I want my money back with interest, blah, 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 blah. So again, I overall still asking the question again, what is Jose getting out of this relationship? Because so far it's Bumpy who's benefiting. I mean, this assassination was supposed to be the first, hey, you're doing something for me, but I'm like, that's not worth 90 grand, and that's the second payment apparently, because he gave him more money last week off camera. So like, why didn't the journalist have security with him at all times? I mean, he ain't that kind of journalist, I don't think.
Yeah, he's probably like an opposition of like just the opposition of what's going on in Cuba, and so like they ain't got money like that to just be having security. Like even when you said like, hey, why don't you just leave? I'm thinking like, he probably ain't had that cat. Like, you see that apartment? I don't know if you pay attention. It looked like he was, other than that typewriter looked like the nicest thing he had in that apartment. So
hey, bro,
I don't know.
I'd rather be alive on the street than dead in my apartment. Like, I'm like, that's just. But
at that time, there were homeless people didn't live on the street. Remember that.
Friends, something like just not. Mm-hmm. I just got murdered.
No, they didn't. No, you were not allowed to live on the street in the 60s. It didn't start. No, the homeless population blew up in the late 70s, early 80s. That's when people started to. They got put out of the mental institutions, and then people, and then also the military stopped supporting that portion of it, of the mentally ill, and they started shutting down programs, and then that's when homelessness started.
So I was like, again, it's plot convenience. They need them there because it's easier for Bumpy to find them. I get it. I just would have been like, nah, like I'll just be walking all night. But I mean, I ain't getting shot that easily. Let's see. Didn't they know the CIA was looking for them? I guess not. I thought Bumpy was trying to get a loan from the bankers. He did, but what's that got to do with Jose? Original earliest example of the cartel. What do you mean? I thought the journalist was a puppet for Castro. They were going back and forth on that. So I like the fact that you find out that Jose didn't lie. It's just the meaning for why it happened. Like Jose was like, this man got my family killed. And the journalist was like, yeah, but his family was like robbing the people and the people wanted them dead. I mean, so I was like, I like the fact it wasn't a whole, I thought it was a whole lie altogether. Like he was just making sure like this guy was fucking his wife or something. That's what I thought.
Yes, that's what I thought that was going.
There you go. It's like he's a spy for Castro and his undercover job. He's fucking my wife, so you need to kill him. I was like, oh, gotcha. And then it turned out no, he actually legit got his family killed, but they were not the victims. I mean, I was like, oh, okay. I was like, all right, little complexity.
The story sounded straight up out of Usual Suspects.
Yeah, okay. I like that. I was like, you got to kill this guy tonight. But anyway, I thought it was kind of cool. We gotta see where it's going. How long before Joe Colombo gets the draws? Thoughts?
Don't care.
All right. Stacey?
Oh no.
Jamani?
We need to like
give me a number.
Get to drug dealing, get to some more.
That's not what I asked. That's not what I asked. Give me an episode.
Huh?
What episode is Joe gonna get the draws? Give me a number.
7 or 8.
I agree. Chris?
Margaret said next episode.
Nah. She ain't that loose. No, she ain't that loose. I'm gonna give her. I say 7. Because she has to get the draws. Then Chen has to find out and then order his murder. So you need a couple more episodes. So I'm giving 7. He's murdered by 9. 9 or 10. He gets killed for it. But it's gonna be 4.
Well, never mind. I don't want to do no spoilers.
I don't think he's
nobody
gonna
knows
die.
who Columbo is, huh?
I feel this version. It's not gonna.
This version is gonna kill them all.
If he gets the draws, he's gonna be 4-0, bro. That's just how it works, man.
Yeah. He gotta go Italy first before he dies. He gotta go. But okay, maybe.
Malcolm was already in Mecca. He ain't making it either. So they can knock them both out. But just saying.
Do you think Malcolm's gonna die this season?
Yes.
Okay.
If he's already in Mecca, this is episode 3. Like he'll be dead. He'll be dead this season. Easy.
Yeah.
Sad to say.
I like how you say yes.
Oh yeah. He's gonna come back a new man saying white people ain't that bad. They're gonna be like, we gotta kill this black motherfucker. Like, oh, we can't have this shit. It's truly sad though, like in the big irony that all his whole life he's like, white man's the devil, white man's trying to kill me, and then ultimately it was the black man that got you. Like that's like, I feel bad about that, but
allegedly, I'm just messing with you. Nah, it was a bunch of niggas.
Well, it was on video, but okay.
But it's like, was it though? I don't know.
Was it?
Where's the white man made them do it? So it's not their fault.
That's the next step, Stacey.
And then Jose Battle comes in and be like, yo, that's CIA everywhere, yo. Like, you know what I mean? I was like, damn.
CIA paid Farrakhan to work the operation. I don't know. Joe Colombo married to the daughter of him. What the fuck? I don't know who you are, bro. But we do this too many times. All right. Anything else, Chris?
No. I mean, the new guy that's playing Malcolm X. I'm starting to like him a little bit more. I mean, no one can ever replace him.
Growing on me.
Yeah.
No one can. I mean, just like whoever they get to replace Logan for the new Wolverine, they won't be able to replace Hugh Jackman, but maybe they can grow on you, right? So that's how I feel about this dude. You know what I mean? Just this guy, all right.
He looks like him. He talks like him. I'm fine with this guy.
Yeah.
Does he look like? I look at it looked confident. At least like in Stacey's background, that dude looks like he was like born. We're like, yo, you born to play little. You born to play like you know what I mean? Like this dude is like it's clear he's wearing prosthetic stuff on him. Like, but okay, you know what I mean? But no, I like him more and more. So yeah, I thought it was a good episode. I like when they put some actual historical stuff in it, like stuff with somewhat of the stuff with the CIA stuff and then Mecca. And you know, we didn't really get anything historical with Joe Colombo, just him trying to get the draws, I guess. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So I'm looking forward to the next episode. Finally,
there you go, Giovanni.
I would say the two guys, his only two henchmen that we actually see, unless he puts Whoopi Goldberg to work.
That would be interesting.
I foresee, you remember, like in history, the two guys who were accused of killing Malcolm X just got exonerated or whatever have you after serving several years. I don't know. The government puts those two guys up to it, and then like you know, they're like the fall guys, and they go to jail for it. And Bumpy's mad, like, you guys can't pull off a hit that I pay you to do, but you can pull this off. And you know, he's like, we didn't do it, and you know, he spends whatever last few years of his life trying to get their name cleared or something like that. I could see the story going in that direction. Bless you. I don't really know what's gonna happen with anything with the Italians, or because I'm like, he's paid them off. Unless they actually create a war or try to encroach on his territory, there's nothing that's for us to foresee that's gonna happen. I don't know how far we're gonna go with Babel. Are they gonna be doing favor for favor every episode? I need you to do something. Now I need you to do something. Next episode, I don't know how far we're gonna go with this back and forth thing. Mamie lost or quit her job at the church or with the civil rights end of the church, so she can go away now if there's an actual war coming on. She has no excuse. Are we going to see that actually happen? Probably not, but they'll expect us to forget that. I don't know.
All right, well, we'll focus on what you don't know, and we will do that next week. And see what else we got. But that was good. That was good. Kim, anything else?
Anyway, well, I just want, I don't know, I just want them to start doing stuff, like I said, different. But this episode was different, so I was happy about that. Jose Battle, I think, is gonna be, I think Bumpy is realizing he may have made a mistake by teaming up with Jose Battle. So we'll see how that goes. But I think he's realizing he made a mistake because he didn't sign up for killing CIA people. Like, yeah, I think Bumpy doesn't want to get into that portion of it, right? Because he doesn't want to get arrested again, right? So even though he is a criminal, but you know what I'm saying? Like, this is more of a spotlight if you're messing with CIA, right? So we'll see how he handles that. Mamie needs to just stop whining, just cook the dinner and the lunch, and then sit down and watch TV. I mean, just do that and go to church. You know, your political life is over, and move on. So, and at least I still am kind of on the fence about this whole, you guys think that they're gonna have an affair. I just don't feel it. I don't feel like it's gonna be an affair. I don't know if they're gonna do that because it's Malcolm.
And now
You
he's
know
back
what
in
I'm saying?
Mecca.
Like,
I don't think he's going to do that.
I don't think so. I don't. Okay,
Yeah.
even though this is not based on truth, right? It's not. But Malcolm is a real person, right? And he still has real people out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't feel like they want to mess with something like that, because loyalty to your wife and things like that, that's huge, right? And I don't know if they want to do that. I don't know if they're gonna do something like that. They may do something else. It may be that Elise interprets him asking her to go as a romantic thing, And she may try, and then Malcolm is like, no, sister, this is not why you're here. They may do that. I feel like that they may do that, but I don't think that they will actually push it to the level you guys think. I don't see them doing that to Malcolm. I don't. I think that the people who made the show respect him too much to do that. And they realize that his daughters and, you know, other family members are still alive. And I don't think they want that heat. You know what I'm saying? So I think they gotta be careful. But yeah, other than that, you know, and the whole Stella and Columbo, I don't know if Columbo's gonna die this season, because Joe Columbo lived pretty long. He was killed, but he
I was about to say, he got to be paralyzed first, doesn't he?
yeah, because he was like
he was paralyzed
78 when he died, I think.
Yeah, he was paralyzed, but that was like kind of because of his complications from what, like him being shot earlier and then being paralyzed. Then he had a heart attack afterwards, I guess. But
but he was 78, which is old for a gangster, right? So so
well, you know why? Because he went back to Italy. I think he went back to Italy. That's what probably saved him. I think that's what.
Yeah, it could be. It could be. Yeah, but I mean, so that's all I have.
All right. Stacey?
Bella needs to die. I know they're not gonna kill Mamie, but she can go too at this point. Hell, Elise can go. Like, all the family can go. Like, they're kind of irrelevant at this point. Bumpy's gonna continue to make bad decisions. Malcolm's gonna die.
Yeah.
You think so? What makes you think that?
You know, I just have this funny feeling that, you know, he ain't gonna survive too much longer.
Yeah. It's like watching Passion of Christ and be like, I already know how this ends. I'm like,
wow.
Titanic still made $1 billion. You know how boats go
right?
to the ocean, right? Like, you know, they weren't gonna make it, right? But it's like you're still watching.
Yeah, you're watching death right in front of you, you know.
The People versus OJ Simpson. I loved how Terry watched that shit. Like, she didn't know how that shit was gonna end.
It really was like, okay, what's gonna happen?
He's gonna be all right. I think
but they made that show so interesting that you did feel like that.
You're like,
it was a well-made show. Yeah.
You gotta tune in next week. I was like, for what? I was like, no, you don't. No, you don't. But you want to. The journey was more important than the destination, right? You're like, I like the journey, and this is a journey because you know how Malcolm's about to turn out, but you want to see the journey,
right? Yeah.
She does murdering Stacey. I gotta come up with something like she would just murder the entire cast if she could. That's why you watch Mayor of Kingstown, because everybody gets killed except for Mike.
You know what?
We're gonna do that later. I can't afford it right now. But I would say
really,
I was like, I can't afford a channel right now. But I would say to Kim, I hear you. I hear y'all in the comments. Let's go with they tried, but they realized this is not how it's supposed to be. I'll give you that. I'll get like so Ellie, like Elise, Elise and Malcolm, like they're there, but they ain't really there because they still got to go to Guyana. Like Mecca was the first stop, so he will be going to Guyana after that. Ghana after that. So they're gonna meet up.
I'm not saying that they're not gonna meet up, but I'm saying that how they're gonna play it is that she's gonna interpret this in a romantic way, and he is going to reject her and say, no, sister, this is not why I have you here. I have you here to guide you. Do you understand what I'm saying? So,
I
hear because we did this already though. We did that too because when she first got clean, she was looking at Malcolm like, you're the one, and he had to be like, nah, girl, like, you know, I'm a leader. Like this is not who I am.
To Kim's point though, I think maybe he had all the feelings of actually probably having sex with her, and then until his experience in Mecca, I think now he might like have some speech to her and be like, it's like, I know now that I cannot do that, and I gotta honor my wife. I wrote this letter here, which I did not finish, by the way, but I have this letter here. I love my wife, you know. I will not have sexual relations with you.
I know. I don't know why I sound like Forrest Gump right now. I don't know why he just turned to Forrest Gump.
I think it was a mixture of Clinton and Forrest Gump.
I did not have sexual relations with that wife Bumpy, everybody.
He winds up hitting the remote. It's like, do you hear that, J. Edgar? You hear that? You hear that?
Yeah,
Listen, I know
that's
you
maybe
listening.
that's what it was.
I
Like
know you listening.
that's my MLK. That's not me. Like that's not me. But
That's not me, Jay.
it's just,
That's not me.
just-
That's the other guy. That's the MLK dude. All right, that's not me. That's not me.
if they don't, it's just weird how much effort they put into this. Like they
Wait.
laid a lot of groundwork for it.
Let me jump in. As I said, there's a Forrest Whitaker connection to Waiting to Exhale. I submit that they're going to pull that off. There's letter writing in this as well.
Oh,
They're gonna want to do it, but can't go through with it. They'll just lay in bed together or something.
All
yeah.
right. All right.
Isn't that a sin?
I would say that you know what I like Jamadi's compromise. I like Jamadi's compromise, right?
That they'll
Like, they
cuddle?
realize they
So
can't,
they're gonna
like,
go in separate rooms next, and then they're just gonna hold the wall. Like,
oh, that's it. Just be like, it's okay, it's okay. But even delaying it, but I was like, Betty was all about it. She was like, you go out there and support my husband. I know you. It's okay. Like it's all right. I was like, but anyway, we'll see. I'm
you
not
know
saying-
what? They're gonna get married, and he's gonna be like, she's gonna be the sister wife since he's Muslim and he can have more wives. There you go.
You could do that.
That's so. Okay, they're just gonna make it all fictional. I guess at this point, then like
It is
all
fictional.
fictional.
Same with the
Like no, I said all fictional.
He
I
only
was
had Betty as his wife. He never took.
I'm about to say. I understand, like maybe kind of going a little bit different at times, but y'all just want the whole story arc to just change completely on them niggas.
they already tiptoed into it.
That's what I'm saying. Again, we
Like he did take the life, remember? Because I was like, oh, are they gonna write that he's gonna kill that dude that came after him? Like,
oh no,
what are they gonna
but-
do? And then,
but irony would be he's the one that kills him though. Like we'll actually see who kills him, and it will be that dude, and that ties it all together. Like that would be because like what's the point of that if Omar's the one that ultimately does kill him? In some
Omar, like Omar Little, different
way.
Little.
His name was Omar. His name is Omar.
His
What's the
name
guy's
is
name?
Omar. Yeah.
Oh, that Omar. Oh, I thought you went to the white. I thought you were talking about different.
No,
Little.
I was like, damn, I remember that character. But anyway, all right. Technically, there's 3 years after this that bump. Oh, I don't know. Well, we got to see how it goes. Anyway, thank you guys very much for watching. We got Your Honor. We're getting back to Your Honor after this. If you want to hang around for that, let's see what's going on with Mike and crew. And we will be doing that. So anyway, Godfather of Harlem to next week. All right, you peoples, let's